But there is a theory, apart from that, you should never lie to your kids. Now, I lie to my children all the time. One night I was putting one of my daughters to bed. She said, Daddy, are there monsters under my bed? And I said, yes. Oh, there's terrible monsters under your bed. Oh, you don't want to bump into those fellas. And if you put your feet down on the bedroom floor at any point, they'll reach out, grab your ankles and drag you under the bed. Ooh. And they'll take you off into like a labyrinth of turds and wasps. And he's on duty till 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. 7. So if you wake up 7:15, just wait 15 minutes before you come and disturb your mummy and your daddy. In fact, I think he's coming on duty now. Stay on the bed, stay on... get out of it, you... Stay on... Pass me Mr. Tiddles. Get out of it, you... Stay on the bed, stay on the bed. Good night. And some people say that's not ideal parenting, but I think it's better than the alternative, which is to tell the truth, isn't it? So they say, Daddy, are there monsters under the bed? You say, nah, there's no monsters under the bed, don't be silly. Because then they'll say, are there monsters outside? And if you tell the truth, you have to go, well, yeah, there are, but they don't look like monsters, no. Look like ordinary men and women. A bit like your mummy and your daddy, actually. But they're capable of terrible things. Anyway, good night. If there's anyone from social services, I don't do that. Anyway, so I'm in this bike shop, and I don't know how else to bring it up, really. I had my bike stolen, and as anyone here who's had their bike stolen will know, there's no chance of you getting the bike back or anyone getting punished for it. We've got a very laid-back attitude towards bike theft in this country, haven't we? We treat it a bit like they do cannabis in Amsterdam, you know? I'm sure there's guidebooks to Britain which go, hey, come to Britain, they love it if you steal their bikes. Those crazy Brits love nothing better than you ride off with their brand new bike. Come to the British Bike Stealing Festival and ride off with their brand new bikes. Because I regularly see fellas riding on, they've got one bike and they're holding another bike, which they've obviously just nicked. But people just go, oh, look, he's nicked a bike there. Like it's an old pastime, yeah? Unless he has such a vivid relationship with his imaginary friend, he bought it a bike. I don't know. So anyway, I'm in the bike shop, right? And I was attracted towards this lady's bike, you know? I thought I quite liked it, you know? Like that. And because I like the step through, you know, when you do that, I quite like that. You know? But the guy in the bike shop was going, yeah, but it's a lady's bike. You should get this hybrid multi-terrain thing. And I'm going, yeah, but this is nice, isn't it? You put that, and the saddle's lots of room on the saddle, isn't there? And you can put all your stuff in that basket thing there. It's a brilliant bike. And you're going, yes, but it's a lady's bike. And it really pissed me off. I didn't buy a bike in the end, you know. And I can understand if I went to Marks & Spencer's for a vest, came out in a basque, you know, have a word. So I've been using the rental bikes. You know, the rental bikes they've got all over London. They're brilliant, those rental bikes, you know. The only problem is I refuse to call them Boris bikes. I refuse to call it. So I go to someone's house and they say, how'd you get it? I said, I came on one of the rental bikes. I said, Boris bikes. I said, no, I don't call them that. And it's just tense, because I don't see why he gets the credit for something he had nothing to do with, you know. It's just happened to happen on his watch, you know. He doesn't take the credit for other things, does he? They're not called the Boris riots, are they? He didn't know there was anybody in London in August. Why aren't they all in Tuscany? I'll call them Boris bikes when I can park one on his fat arse, like that. And I'm not a fan of Boris. I tell you why, because he's one of those people who's brilliant on television, but you don't really know what he's capable of. You know, I find him quite a sinister, scary man, because he doesn't really say what he believes in. I think he's capable of anything. And David Cameron's very similar. He's very good on television. You don't know what he's capable of. And the reason I mention it is the alternative is so piss poor, it's going to be one of those two, isn't it? Because Ed Miliband, there's no way you can have Ed Miliband as Prime Minister. It would be cruel. It would be cruel. To put him on his own in a room with Vladimir Putin would be cruelty. Vladimir Putin would just stick his fingers up his nostrils and start dragging him around. Booting him up the arse. Ed Miliband would get bullied in the night garden. Iggle piggle, just go. And he's such a strange-looking man, isn't he? To me, he looks like a startled Hawaiian lesbian, doesn't he? You know when you come across one in a clearing, they just... And I think he said it, somebody said it in a speech recently, and I thought it was a very good thing about politics. What they said was, we should all think about what sort of world we want to live in. What sort of world do you want to live in? I think it's a very good question to ask people to help them choose who to vote for, you know? And I started to think more and more about this. What sort of world do I want to live in? Help me choose which political party to get behind. And I realised, for example, I want to live in a world where George Foreman actually makes those grills. He's in a shed with loads of oxyacetylene, burning stuff, soldering kit. Fella pops his head round the door and goes, "George, we need more of them grills. We got an order here for 2,000 grills. You better hurry up, George." George goes, "What do you think I'm doing, man? I'm making fucking grills. I'm having problems with a detachable drip tray for easy cleaning. Motherfucker won't clip on right. You finish this goddamn grill, I'm gonna start another one. Sometimes I wish I never had the idea for making grills, because I make them so damn good." Yeah, that's the world. I want to live in a world where if you put your name to something, it's because you made it. David Beckham has to make the pants that he sells in his name. Imagine if you were wearing a pair of pants made by David Beckham. Yeah? Actually, they'd probably just have one hole for the leg and you'd be walking around like that. Yeah, I've got these new Beckham pants. What do you reckon? They're pretty... I look pretty cool in them, I think, you know. Sort of world I want to live in. I want to live in a world, this is really actually personal to me, I want to live in a world where a doctor doesn't need to get a long fibre optic cable with another cable attached to it, which they don't tell you about, 2 cables, doesn't need to get 2 cables and force them down your tiny little dry pee hole into your bladder just to tell you everything's all right. Doesn't need to get 2 cables and force them down, deep down inside you. You know, you think about all the medical advancements that have been made, great leaps in medical science, and we're still sticking cables down a man's penis, you know? Incredible leaps have been made, but on that area, nah, that's fine, just stick cables down there. You know, they wouldn't have done that on the deck of the Victory. They were sawing people's legs off, cutting them open, they go, "Should we stick the cable down there?" No, for Christ's sake, that's horrendous.